So hi guys, it's really great to have all of you guys at the webinar today. Actually, it's actually an understatement to call it a webinar. It's a masterclass by the one and only Gunnar Haviz. Gunnar. So basically, Gunnar handles marketing and partnerships at Hootsuite, and Hootsuite is the top social media management platform. So any of you all want to become budding social media marketeers, there is no way or not a chance that you wouldn't have heard the name of Hootsuite. All right. And just also talking a bit about Gunnar, beyond the alliances, also he has had different sorts of collaborations with LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. He works with independent software vendors as well as system integrators in leading digital marketing agencies. We are really grateful to kind of have this session with him, since it's one of his pet passions to kind of take all of us through this journey in LinkedIn marketing, since he loves speaking. He's a passionate speaker. And without any further much ado, I mean, I just give the reins to Gunnar so he can continue on this journey of LinkedIn masterclasses and teach us this time around as to how is it that we can actually approach these different brands and people. All right. Gunnar, if you
Thank
can.
you very much. Thank you very much. Good day, everyone. So hello and good evening, good afternoon. So my name is Gunnar. I'm living in Australia. I'm in Sydney. Then here is already late evening. So then I'm very happy to spend the next hour together to talk about LinkedIn. This is masterclass number 2. We had the first one 2 weeks ago. And then this is the second out of this one in our collaboration together with CareerNinja. So let me shortly explain more what is coming today. First of all, CareerNinja and Hootsuite both are education organizations. So you help on the CareerNinja side, and all of you participate in the great way of how you can learn digital marketing, social media, and everything on the very modern way. How I only wish I had the chance to learn it back then. I had to do a lot of learning by doing. So then on our side here, on the Hootsuite side, we also have our Hootsuite Academy, where we have quite well award-winning courses when it comes to social media management. A lot of social media marketing skills are taught there, social selling. And of course, Hootsuite also is the most used social media management software. About 80% of all of the Fortune 1000 companies use this. And in whatever place you go, you will find organizations who are already using this. So we partnered together. So this means Hootsuite Academy and CareerNinja worked together when it comes to content. Some of our content on the Hootsuite side is getting into the CareerNinja social media module, as you can see here. And the members of CareerNinja, they have the chance also to get the highest ever realized discount for any education company when it comes to the Hootsuite Academy courses, which is great. And every now and then, like today, I'm happy to share some kind of knowledge in form of a masterclass. You will receive also an email afterwards, where both sessions, the one from last time and from this time, will be shared in terms of the content of the slides and a bit more. So, and covering a little bit from the last time for those who have been there, wanted to come up to what happened until then, or for everyone else. So the idea was to add LinkedIn to your professional social media knowledge, because many of you might be more versatile on Facebook or Instagram, but LinkedIn is the most professional platform on the planet. The outcome will be to have a well-rounded professional and personal brand with visible activities that you can run, increase prospecting, and that means not just for your employer to find customers or to reach the goals when it comes to branding, but also for those who are looking for work, the link can help you on that journey. Of course, proactive communication. So what we had on the Masterclass 1, we talked about complete, set up the personal brand, and then connect, how to define and prospect your target audience. Today, we talk about content, how you can comment, curate, and create, and also how to engage and follow up. Last time, we had a quiz, and now it's time to reveal who won that. We had a couple of prizes. First of all, everyone who participated, and there were plenty, they received or will receive the 90-day trial period for Hootsuite professional plan. Not the basic free one, but the professional plan. You can do much more with it, and you have it for 90 days for free. That's great. Then three of you will win a 1-hour LinkedIn consultation with myself. I can help you to get into the next step on the LinkedIn side. So that was what we announced 2 weeks ago. And then all of the participants from the first session, they had then to go and take 3 tasks and submit them. And we received a range of answers. So thanks to all of you for that. One of the tasks was the most creative professional headline. And that was, the winning answer was helping businesses reach more audience through social media manager, content management. What I like on it was first, who to help to do and achieve what, then a role, and then even an area of expertise like a keyword, like content management. And it was not content manager, but management. That's really a keyword that people are looking for. Perfect. And here are the 3 winners. And Farah, please help me. So please, can you also announce them acoustically? The 3 winners are, because you can say them better than I do.
Yep, I'll go ahead and like say the winners. So
Sure. So, right. So guys, are you all ready? Any drum rolls? I know we don't have that as an emoji, but I definitely just share the winners on the count of 3. So we've picked and chosen 3 winners, right, for the webinar. They are, the first one is Tejas Savan. Tejas, are you here?
I'm not sure if they're here today, any of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
You guys are here, please point it out.
Yeah, and they're already on the screen anyway.
Yeah.
You see them.
Right. All right. Okay, fine. The second winner that we have is, any guesses?
It is on the
It's
screen
already on the screen. Please read them. You can
okay.
pronounce the name better than I do.
Oh, so Jyoti and Sushmita also made the cut. Sorry, I was just looking, yeah, for them. All right. Congratulations, guys. It's Jyoti Chaudhary, Tejas Sawant, and Sushmita Jaiswal. You guys all individually get a one-on-one session with Gunnar to help update your LinkedIn profile so that you can get better and achieve your LinkedIn marketing goals. So a big kudos and congratulations to you all.
Great.
Thank you for that. And a special thanks to Tejas because you created this headline in orange. Well done. Really like that because you paid attention well for last time. Good. Thank you. So let's move on. So just to summarize, last time what we have done, we looked into the into completing our brand. We looked into the personal brand on LinkedIn, the headline, the photo, location, contact, about section. That's a big one. Experience, education, certifications, skills, and the profile URL. What you all had to prove in sending it in. That was the first part. And the second part last time, how to connect with people. First, find sources where these people would come from that you add into your network, particularly those further colleagues on CareerNinja, but also where else can you find them when you have the chance to go offline. And I know in terms of the current situation on coronavirus, it's not so easy to meet people outside. I know this because also Sydney since 3 hours is in a full lockdown for 2 weeks. So then in that sense, we need together on this one. But for me, the interesting thing here is how to connect, and ideally with a personalized invite with a hook in the sense of, hey, we also attended that webinar or that masterclass together, whatever. So that's good because then I remember who the person is. You can also connect using the QR code. That works as well. And when you are connected from someone who then does not add a personal message, then you do this because that stands there and you will not forget it. So I have 7,500 connections. It's difficult to remember everyone whose name is Adam Smith, but if there's a hook and I find out the right one, then I still remember, that's where I met the person, and that's what we talk about, and I can take something what would be a cold outreach into a warm engagement. So today we talk about content and convert. First of all, one question to you, and I really ask you whenever you have the chance, use the chat, that we can also get interactions ongoing. So one question to you, and I type it here. When was your last time, the last post on LinkedIn? When was your last post on LinkedIn? Answer Friday, because I never post on a Saturday, but I post again on a Sunday. So question, when did you post last time anything on LinkedIn? 2 weeks ago. Wow. Yesterday. That's good, Jyoti, like that. 2 weeks ago is quite a while ago, so I hope that not everyone is rarely in that sense. Someone else in talking about how often? So what else do we have? That means for all of the others, on Wednesday, okay. Oh, today's Saturday, 3 days ago. And let me tell you one thing. For my first 7 years on LinkedIn, I didn't post at all. I didn't know what makes sense to post. Why people care about what I have to say. It took me a while. The first good way to learn about writing anything on LinkedIn is not posting, it's commenting. Many people don't do. Many people simply say, I like that. But you know that from Facebook, even on Instagram, you could comment if you want. Facebook people comment more, but most people just like it. Or they just write something short. Look at the screen here, great tips, shared, winners. It looks like those people cannot write English, or they have nothing to say. Or maybe the original post was not good. It doesn't lead to anything. So what I'm doing here, I rather thought, what about writing thoughtful comments with value? So there's one Indian fellow who I liked a lot here, living in Sydney, Rao Kankatala, and he actually wrote something substantial. I agree with you, adding more value for the author's post will definitely give more engagement. And then I could also comment on it, on his comment. And that way, when you have more people commenting on your own post, it gets more attention. It spreads faster around and more people see this. And that is what we're all about on social media, that we would like to get our message across. That people see it, that we get views, that therefore we get also likes, and then we get comments. Comments are for me like the salt in the soup. No comments, it's just posted and doesn't matter. Nobody says anything, makes no sense. We should have comments. And that's what is very good. You can also edit them a little bit. And interesting also, and looking back into Tejas and his great LinkedIn headline, you see below Rao what he's doing, and you see below me as well. The headline is longer, has 220 characters, but only the first part is always visible. Pay attention to this. There should be something written which is actually quite good. So that's it, commenting. So I just saw some answer in regards to what type of post. I'm coming to this one. So first, I think about commenting. When you would look into one particular area of your interest, let's say something in regards to digital marketing, whatever, and you start to comment on some people's post, then you have the chance to also get some kind of replies. I got a reputation in the Sydney-based software sales industry as someone who can comment. Therefore, due to the comments, I built my network, not only due to posts. So that's an important point. So anyway, and that comes to the question, if you want to post, then what type of post we create? There's a question of what you wrote. And also the question is what type of content, where do we get it? There's so much what we can actually talk about. You could even write about that you attend this masterclass today and what your takeaways are. But the main thing is, so many people, they simply say, this is what I sell. These are my services. Hire me. But why would people do that? That's not the point. Solution is 80% of what you're posting should be educational, and only 20% you can talk about your services. And when you do, then you don't necessarily say, this is my offer, but you can have people talking about your offer. You talk about how you helped a customer to achieve from pain to gain. And you add customer voices in it. That's much, much better, like case study or success story or whatever, a quote from someone, a picture of that person. So here's an example. I wrote about a post, warm referrals with no like and trust factor, and so on. What I wanted to have is one thing. People should read the post. This post has 2 lines, which I wrote. Then I say, here's an example. And I want them to press see more. And then came the whole post itself. And you also see I have people in a normal conversation. All look smiling. It was great. It was a book launch that I've had in 2018. It was perfect. And I talked about something that was leading to my offer, but I didn't write about the offer itself. But only then in the comments, I added then the link to my course that people could buy it. Only there. 80% educational, 20% about your services. You need to work with attraction marketing, pull marketing, that people want to come to you for it, that you don't push and say, here is my offer. I create the best logos, I do the best service, whatever. That's not the right way how it works. Engage with your audience and talk about what helps them, not what you have to offer. So that's the way how to find some material, and the sources of this, where to find something. There's various ways. Either you can write by yourself, that would be creating, or you are curating when you find some services on other websites. That can be different type of in regards to marketing, social media. It can be even worldwide news sites like Forbes.com, Inc.com, whatever. The only thing you want that your audience sees your post. So they need to ask themselves, why do they see it in their feed? And look at this example. There's a post from a lady called Amanda D. I don't know the last name. I'm not connected. And they wrote about something. She wrote about something. And then Susan Armstrong, meantime, I'm connected to her, not yet then she shared it. But she didn't add any reason why actually this post from Amanda is important to her or to her network. So then I see it in my feed, I scroll over and say, so what? Nothing better is when you already share something from somewhere that you get, that you can post an enticing begin, maybe with a question to dive in, because you want them to press on see more, then they can see what you have to talk, what you're talking about. So this is an example. I found a post about social listening, how that builds brand trust. I found it on a newsletter from a company called Tint. So that's fine. Normally, I could share in the same way as the lady on the left-hand side, but I wrote first these 2 lines. How do you get people who you've never met before to trust your brand enough to recommend it to others? How? Question mark, see more. That's when people press on see more, then they see what I wrote. Why it is important to really read that part of Tint. Why I've done this way? Because I want to add my take to the whole topic. I wrote, basically, I created my own post, but it's leading into this particular newsletter from Tint. What did I get out of this one? The CEO of the company, it's a software vendor, reached out to me as well. Never talked to him beforehand. That was good. Normally, I talk to people below him, so that's wonderful. I would like to have a campaign with them, and I'm now on their radar. Perfect. I didn't have to ask them something. I show what those people do is valuable for my network. And that's what you can do as well. Show that what other people are doing is good for your network, for your tribe, for your interest. Tag them in it. That is curating with magic intro. The left-hand side approach will get only a few views and likes and comments. The right-hand side really is rocking well. The best example I've ever had was in April. I've done exactly the same principle. about a post from a blogger from Melbourne, Australia, and I got 143,000 views, hundreds of likes and comments. That went viral, and by the way, and many of you have the chance to do this, because I observed last time that some of you have a network around 100, 200, 300 people, and LinkedIn defines viral when a piece of content is viewed 3 times your followers. If you have 200 followers and you find great piece of content that is viewed, let's say 600, 700 times, then it's blasting even further. That's how I got into the 143,000 with a huge portion of luck. I tried it later, I got 700. I really analyzed hard, and then I got 34,000 at least. Examples where to find some stuff that's really working well. So here's one article, as I mentioned, I found it on Forbes.com, talking about leadership, and I add few lines only, that's it, and people can click on it, so that's good. I got some nice number of comments, that's what makes sense. Another one here from a gentleman called Darren Argyle. I wanted to reach out to him. He's a good, a well-known person on cyber security. But I thought, why would I reach out to him? He can reach out to me. So then I found a great piece of content from him that was actually sitting on LinkedIn somewhere. I shared it to my network. I got 12,000 views, plenty of comments and likes. And then that guy reached out to me and said, hey, thanks for sharing that article. Very much appreciated. I'm curious what you're doing. And we came into a dialogue. At that time, I've been looking for security risk management, and that was perfect. I use content, not just my own, but I make it my own introduction, and that way it helped. Or another thing, I had the chance to get onto a podcast as well. That was a good way, so I got this type of podcast episode from that guy, Joel Annesley. Met him in person, as you can see, twice actually. And then every now and then I could share this as well. Perfect way to share not only what is my content, but it was his content, and I shared further. You can even recycle it. And the way how we do this on LinkedIn, the content format, if you want to write content or share it, it's the traditional LinkedIn post, which now since end of June, I think it's a week now, has 3,000 characters to write. That's a lot. It was 1,300. It's about 500 words. You can use hashtags, but important thing on LinkedIn, use 3 to 5, not more. It's not Instagram. Ideally, you close with a question or a call to action. People read your post, see, got it. I need to click on this link because it's important for me. Or I need to memorize the name of the person. I need to do whatever. What you can do on LinkedIn, on the post itself, on the desktop are 3 little dots, and there you can copy the link of the URL. Also works on mobile. Keep it in a spreadsheet somewhere. You might want to repost it, or at least memorize where it was. You can use images if you want. Ideally, like in this example, you use what's called user-generated content. So that was from my event about social selling 2 years ago. Or you can take stock images. If you want to have free stock images, which are quite good, then you can go to unsplash.com. So that works quite well. Costs nothing. You can search whatever you want, take them, attach them. Perfect. So here's this post. That was also quite successful. How to use the secrets of social selling for solopreneurs and small to mid-sized business. See more. And then the post itself, that was about 200 words. You can write more. How many hashtags? 1, 2, 3 hashtags. I tagged few people on it, not more. You can tag people in the comments. That's a typical way how I write posts. The size of this is about an iPhone size. I can read it without scrolling. That's an important thing. Of course, I need to scroll because are the pictures. But it's a good way to use pictures. Even more than one is possible. So what formats do we know on LinkedIn? So the normal format that I just had, let me go back to this one. The way I'll use this, I take some kind of bullet points. Here it was just dashes, and I should add more emojis in it. Few, not too many, but I should. In the meantime, I do. And I like a bit of a storytelling format that I want readers to go through this. Therefore, you can see many free lines on purpose, because it's easier to consume content like this compared to a block of text. It's much better this way. What goes very well in terms of content? You attend a webinar, masterclass, an event, you meet with people about whatever topic, and you take the learning from that and summarize that. I have plenty of examples for that. That goes well. If you just publish company type of jargon, we have this new product, whatever, it doesn't fly. So there's a couple of things what you can do on LinkedIn. The regular post with pictures as we had before, or even without. There's also long format articles, but we won't write them today. But you can have video on LinkedIn. Native video, meaning you upload it directly into LinkedIn, or a link towards YouTube, of course. You can add documents. That's an interesting approach. LinkedIn likes this. So put out a PDF, ideally less text than what I have, and a lot of engagement. You can create polls or stories. Did anyone already see the LinkedIn stories? I asked in the chat. Did anyone see or use LinkedIn stories? You might know them from Facebook and Instagram. So the LinkedIn stories that came end of last year about, they have 20 seconds length and they last for 24 hours, pretty much the same like on the other platforms. Not really going well, but at least it's one instrument there. Yes, Banji used it. Yeah, okay, that's good, because they rolled out country by country. It took a while to really head off. I'm not that fan of it, but there's one important thing, and that I learned from Facebook. On Facebook, I can follow attraction marketing to have nice posts where I'm more telling, and in the stories I'm selling. They are more concrete. Attend this masterclass today, buy this service, and this is great testimony from that customers. That's what the stories do, not what the posts are doing. So it's a good way to do this. So you are selling in stories, you are selling in messages, but you're not selling on regular posts. So these are some of the examples what you can do on LinkedIn. I like these documents. If you go to tools like canva.com, which is Australian, you can create a nice 3-4 pages document about whatever. Not too much text on it, but something nice about your way of digital marketing, for example. Add it into a post, and it will go much broader than a regular post. So any question to content at this stage? And I think we already got a couple of questions that have been sent so far. Anything else so far on the questions? Maybe Gagi, you can help me and Parel.
Yeah, sure, Gunnar. So what we can do is we can start, guys. If any of you guys have any questions, please you can unmute yourself and kind of ask the question. Manish, Sultan, Avik, Vivid, anything, anyone? Jasnoor, Krishna, Aman. So, Gunnar, I believe that we also have some pre-requested questions. Oh, is there someone saying?
Yeah, I saw 6 of them that have been sent in advance. So let me take part of them now and part of them towards the end.
Sure.
So then, because some of them also fit into the topic we had last time. So one of them would be how the LinkedIn network is different. And you have seen already that in some areas, like how to post, that there are stories, that there are messages, that there's likes and comments. That's quite similar to Facebook. But what really makes it completely different is the way that this is professional and not too much personal private. It is a personal brand, but the type of language is more kind of serious than compared to Facebook or Instagram, which is very casual. So the topics that on LinkedIn are different. And here's one important thing. In terms of the timing when we post, what is good on LinkedIn, people might read posts even when they're queuing for the barbecue and they have the app, they would see that there's some content, but they might not be in the mood for that. The same person who follows me can get my, can maybe see my, whatever, my pictures that I shared from excursion to the Blue Mountains and comment on it, but the same person who also follows me on LinkedIn on that Saturday who don't want to engage on my post about risk management. So the time and the mood is very important. And there you see LinkedIn is in that sense more professional, and you need to keep it also that way. And that shows and provides you respect if you do so. So the next question that was here, how can we send auto messages to the connection if someone accepts our connection request? Wrong question. We don't do that. There are automation tools who would do this. But what is the sense of it? Do you only need an amount of connections there? No. You want to engage with them. It's about the density of the network. I better have just half of connections I have, but I engage with all of them compared to all the 7,500, but half of them don't engage with me. So I need to get rid of some over the time anyway. So we do not want to have an auto message. What we can do, I have normally a range of maybe 10 different invitation scripts and 2 or 3 different acceptance scripts, and I can take them out of my Evernote or Google Keep or wherever. If someone is accepting my request, and I had it, to be honest, very fair. But last time I got about 30 connection requests after the first masterclass, then I used the same thank you script for all, but then I personalized. I said, thank you, Tejas, for reaching out after the masterclass. I hope you enjoyed it. By the way, great headline. So I try wherever possible in an acceptance of a connection to give something back. That immediately shows interest. If you would have an automated message like email automation, like autoresponder, then it looks like, oh yeah, I'm just a number. What does it say? What's the sense of it? You never have a second chance to make a first impression, and that is what we should really do. So therefore, we don't take automation, but we can use scripts and fine-tune them. Then another one, what's the best way to strategize social media for the B2B network? The best way is using content. Comment on some others, figure out which areas you like, and then also to create your own post and use curated or curate what you find somewhere else towards your strategy, the direction you would like to go to. And then that's working well. Content drives conversations to conversion. So it's important. Any other question on content? I would have one. Where can we? Oh, one. Here's one. Yeah. How to? So that Abhishek. Hi. Thank you very much. So then you wrote. Could you tell me how to maintain the boundary between formal and casual posts? Yeah. It depends a little bit about the topics you are talking to. When I've been in the area of risk management, that was very serious. I would even have pictures with the time. When I'm on social media management, it's a bit more casual in that sense. So I could add personal interest on LinkedIn, and I actually do that. That I share every Sundays about personal growth and how I can learn, how I can become a better person. It's not too serious in regards to corporate or my company, but at least it gets in the direction of personal, while not too casual. On Facebook, I could share more relaxed topics. On LinkedIn, I would not show what I'm drinking, where I'm going to, who I'm hanging out with. That doesn't fit to LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, is much more about professional. So here, another question from Ribu. As LinkedIn is professional platform, do you think sharing personal opinion is the right thing to do? Yes, you can. The only question is when you do this. So when you already have a range of connections, and you, whatever way over time you got them, and you start to put opinions, you can build your personal brand based on that. So one of my colleagues in Hootsuite, he's in marketing, he's one of the high-level marketing managers. He even is writing about political topics on LinkedIn. I wouldn't do, but he does. He came from South Africa. He shared a lot about that time, which was quite critical. The last year in the US, there was Black Lives Matters, and he wrote about all of the inequalities that happened in his childhood. It's a good reflection. It's good to have a position. That's true. But pay attention. If you would write about, for example, if you're in one area on marketing, you work for clients in a certain area, and then you have an opinion about something negative about someone, don't do that. And if you do have an opinion for a good cause, or an opinion about what makes sense when it comes to technology, why you would prefer this over that, or that you could even say this type of technology is old, in your view, direction goes completely different, then please have your opinion. And that is good. That way, it might be that some of your people would be against that. That's fine, as long as you can also have good arguments for your opinion. So I like that. You can. Don't be shy. Next one. As I accepted my connection request, LinkedIn removed my connection. That's an interesting one. LinkedIn pays attention when profiles are new and people try to grow fast. That should not happen. LinkedIn figures out how can it be that someone, as an example, sits in India and is connecting with someone who sits in Australia or United States, where the algorithm shows they have no chance to know each other. And of course they can, because I'm now connected to many of you as well. But LinkedIn would wonder why, because we also attend the same event. So sometimes the algorithm figures out and thinks too much, in my view, and they should not remove a connection. So I would say I can try to help you on a more concrete case. So it would be good, please. It can depend case by case. Yeah, happy to look into this. What I wanted to do as the next part, I wanted to share with you Hootsuite, because you all know how to write and find people on Facebook. You know it on Instagram. You have seen it on LinkedIn. But there's a way how companies are working in social media that is using Hootsuite. So here we have it. Let me start by one thing. I would like to share a post. And I say, I post on my LinkedIn profile, on my Facebook page. I have a LinkedIn company page, maybe even to my Instagram account. What I would like to share is an article I found here, how to make any habit stick. My name is Habits, so I sometimes on Sundays write about the word habits written in English form. So I will simply say here, I take a word like this one, I copy the link, then you see always here this picture. The only tricky thing is Instagram doesn't really eat that picture, but that's another thing. And then I can, what I would normally do instead of this, as I mentioned earlier, I will simply take something out of this one, what this gentleman is doing. How can we, then I write something, how can we, do it here, how can we break down the habit. I write a bit like this. I know I copied it, but it doesn't matter. And what you see here, it shows me how it will look like in LinkedIn, how it will look like on the Facebook page, not profile, but page. The LinkedIn page from the LinkedIn company, that's mine. And on Instagram. We're missing picture on Instagram. I know that. And then I can write something about this article. That's about this magic stuff that I mentioned. I can copy and write whatever I want. This, like this, like this. Read this article from. Simply whatever I want to write from Brian Yee. That is how I normally do. I would write maybe a little bit more about it, but we don't do it for this example. The only thing, we don't have the right image on Instagram because Instagram doesn't take the image from the link. I'm just checking if there's any good picture of it. It's not, so I take them maybe the same. Just save that image somewhere, at least that I have it. And then I can show you how you can even schedule this. So image matters, that's good. And then I take that into my Hootsuite. I say, okay, here from the Instagram point of view, I need to attach a media. There's one important thing. Whatever you take from anywhere and copy it, on normal social media, you have no chance to change the image. Try it in Facebook, try it in LinkedIn, it doesn't work. When you copy a URL, it gets the first image from there. Sometimes you don't want it. Hootsuite is the way how you can change it. You can put a completely different image on it. That's not a problem. You can take something completely different on the same type of post. I don't do for this exercise, but would be possible. And then we can say, good, let's post it. But in my view, it is Saturday after 10 p.m. It's far too late. My audience would not see it. This means in the first 2-3 hours after me posting, nobody would react on it. And when they are ready, next morning maybe, then something else is there. So that makes no sense. So I need to, and I want to schedule this for later. Then I say, good, I put it on a Sunday. And sit-in time is typically, I like posting around 5:30. Let's schedule that. So LinkedIn is a post scheduler that we can see. And we can even see this in the planner. We can easily figure out what am I planning, what is it what I'm planning to showcase. Where was it? Let me just check on it. So here's this one that we just had. One moment. Here's on the right-hand side is one that we just had, which is scheduled for this Sunday, which is tomorrow, June 27. And for next week, I already had another one on Tuesday. I can say, okay, fine, but maybe on this one, I can even say this. I'd rather move over, put it to another day, maybe on Thursday. Normally I should be able to move it here. And that comes then on Wednesday. So that's fine. I can play around this. And that is exactly how companies are planning their content. They see different networks. You see the LinkedIn logo, 2 different ones. Because I have 2 ones. I have the Facebook page logo. You can have your Instagram post. You can really see how your content should look like, how you plan it. You can see the content, how it has been sent over. You can see everything what has been done. There was a blah, blah, blah. That was funny. So that's how you do this. Then when you work in Hootsuite, then you ask yourself, okay, how can I get everything on one screen? And the way how this is done, you have different type of boards in the streams. So I have one for LinkedIn. I see all of my updates, what I posted. I can see how many likes. I can see comments, everything. What is scheduled, you have just have done that. I can see some updates that's coming where I'm tagged in it. Here, like my podcast that I've done. And other topics, same for my Facebook page, same for my Instagram. I can see everything over there. I can see, and I can engage and comment directly out of here. That goes quite well. So I can manage the whole social media all out of one side. I can have my YouTube content. I can add Spotify in it. Whatever I wish works together. So, and when I've done this, the publisher, then I can also look into some type of analytics, because that's what organizations would like to know. What does it lead to? So I looked into an interesting one recently about when is the best time to post. I go to my LinkedIn profiles and I see over the last 30 days, the best time of posting engagement, Sundays at 5. And I just scheduled for 5:30. Not a bad thing, not a bad guess. Wednesday works well, Monday works good. So this is what it's suggesting to me how it should be on there. But maybe Facebook is completely different. And there are suggestions based on what's going on, but here I didn't do too much about it. So that's this I can then figure out. I can even look into the performance of my posts and see, oh, what did I have on which platform. Let me take LinkedIn example. Then I can see all of the posts here that I've done from my LinkedIn company, and all stats are all there. And then I can say, yeah, but what have I done in 2020, for example? What was the summary of the year? How many did I grow on whatever? You can create reports, whatever you wish. For example, on LinkedIn, I'm always curious about the LinkedIn posts. How many are them? And many people are asking, how many posts should you do per day? I would say 1, maybe 2 max. Sometimes I had 3. The reaction of the post, that was the one with 143,000 views and 454 likes. But here's the other one, which was a bit less. Amount of comments, more than 60 comments. That is what we are doing, why we do this. You don't get all of this out of LinkedIn or out of Facebook without Hootsuite. And this way you can say, okay, this is how we learn what we can do with that. I can see all of what I'm doing on Twitter. I can do all of what I'm doing on Instagram. Everything there. So that's what Hootsuite does. There's many, many more functions in it, but at least you get great analytics. You can plan your content. You can post wherever you want immediately, or you plan it, schedule for whenever you wish. So that's what we can do with that. And that's what I like on it. And many of you, I've been using Hootsuite nearly 3 years before I joined the company. So really, I like that. And you can use this as well, because all of you receive 90 days, the professional plan, for free. And that's great. Any questions to that? Any questions? Demo. There's a lot of content that you can find on the internet about Hootsuite. There's a YouTube channel about it. You can learn more how that would work, how you can do it for yourself. So, but let's move forward. So what else do we have?
It was a pretty
Here's the
insightful
topic.
demo, Gunnar. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you. So let's look into how we can convert. Here's a question. Does LinkedIn work as Instagram for increasing engagement? Yes, yes. Abhishek, you wrote this directly to me, but I repeat it for everyone, sorry. Indeed, it can work like Instagram. In my case, personally, for me, LinkedIn is much stronger. I started it earlier, but it increased engagement a lot. So then, and I see this with many people, particularly also with those who use LinkedIn to find their voice and share content. And then it's growing nicely. If you don't do anything on LinkedIn, nobody will connect with you. People need to find you. And if they find you face to face, or you send emails to someone and you have your LinkedIn, tell them, hey, look what I'm sharing on LinkedIn. I got another question here on the beforehand, and there was written, I'm new to the platform. Could you tell me how to make optimum use of this platform? Use content, share what you learn, take your own way to it, analyze companies in that area which you like, and figure out what they do and tell good about it. Create some kind of your own learning. You learned this at CareerNinja, and that's why you found what reality is completely different yet. So this means you need to help. And this is how you suggest. You can share expertise, because then The next question that I got would have been how to get companies interested in hiring you. I'm also hiring at Hootsuite, and I'm looking for those people who use social media and also share their expertise. And you can do this. You can have a CV which tells the past, but you can also use your own content on LinkedIn to show what you know, to show how companies should use social media. You can make your point, and that's great. Because who do I want to have in my network? Who do I want to hire in my company? Those who have a voice, those who can talk about it, those who bring a network, or those who grow a network. Because if I hire them, if I'm a social media agency and I need someone who works and see, from CareerNinja, they have good knowledge, that's good. But I want that person is the one that can help elevating my company brand. That's what I'm looking for. And content is the way to do so. But how do we convert it then? So question, do you use, I talked about it, do you use a connection message template for LinkedIn? Like I've done last 2 weeks ago when I connected with Tejas and all others. Connection message template means if I reach out to a list of people I meet at an event and I say, hi, first name, just we both attended this masterclass, it would be great to connect with you, something like whatever. And then you just exchange that. So Krishna says yes, Pala says yes. So then I'm sure some more do this as well. Tejas also told me last time, yes. Yeah, Jyoti says yes, so that's very good. So fine, that's good one. And you should. And you modify it. Aman, exactly that's the point, that you should. I take it, I write even first name in brackets so that optically I see that I surely not sent it with the word first name, and then it goes out well. Good one, because content is there to show what you do, but the messaging shows how you can elevate a conversation further. So how to bring it all together? Be connected with people. We don't pitch. We follow up. We want to care about people. We want to nurture with interest. We can ask others about the progress that they do. Imagine you find someone who's working at a company you would like to work for. And that person started only 3 months ago. Connect with them. A month later, ask them, how's your journey there? Get into that. Ask them. Use triggers like events. When a company runs whatever type of event like this one, you can send birthday wishes, but do it carefully. So I would not necessarily send everyone who's on the masterclass today a birthday wish, because I do not know all of you well enough for that. But for some people, I do. That comes when it's developed well. You can tag people in post. You can use video voicemail. I come to this one. Here's an example. Here are a couple of people who I can wish happy birthday, or I can congratulate them when they have new positions. And that is a great way to get yourself and memorize it. So here another example. There was an event and I tagged people in the comments. I said, hey, Brand and Dan and Richard and Scott and so on. Worth to attend. I believe that this is that the organizer Sue is blah, 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 whatever reason, it was a good one. And then that initial author of this one, she actually liked it. And that's perfect. That's good. And then you convert. You can bring conversations to win business. You offer a phone call, a coffee, a Zoom, of course, whatever is possible, and use a transformation approach, never a hard sell. Take it like discovery. Talk to someone about the status that they're at and where they would like to go. Brainstorm ideas how that's possible. And you will be surprised about the trust level that comes along the journey when you do a LinkedIn messaging journey with them. It's different to just casually on Facebook. It's a good one. So Let me show you examples. Imagine you create great content, but nobody sees it. So I had here one. My ex-boss, Marcus, who hired me some more 20 years ago, he shared something. I shared that further, but I got only 79 views. That was not very much because I didn't have that much of good of an insight. So then another example, what you can do, use LinkedIn messaging, also called InMail, to send a post or article directly. So here, for example, there was a piece of content from Luke that a gentleman called Lloyd founded. He could have simply shared that with me and said, okay, read that. But he said, hey, look, he gave me reasons why it's worth to look into this one. So why is this important? So if, for example, you see the post from CareerNinja that happened today, announcing this, or yesterday, this masterclass, take this post as it is, go to the 3 little dots, which are on the top right, copy the link to it, and then share with someone who you believe who should have been there. And say, hey, I learned this great stuff from that masterclass. And then you take it in. That's how that gets further. Use content and tell it people. That's the way how you can well convert. Share that you care. Tricky thing here, how can we communicate through the noise? Because how to reach people per email? Not easy. But there's an easy way how you can get even better on LinkedIn. So you see there's plenty of messages that I got here on April 2nd, many of them. But of course, you need to read all of them. How optically it can be easier is using voice or video. If you want to do this, simply take the phone and you have voicemail in the app at the bottom, and then you can click on the microphone, you speak. You see the blue bar, 1 minute, and you speak. Or you use a video message, you can do as well. The question when we do this, and this I really ask you, when you download, when you get the slides, that you take this, one of the last pages of what I'm sharing with you, print it out or have it with you somewhere, because this shows exactly how to get everything what I said done. I've split it into 2 parts. I spend 1 or 2 hours per week, whenever, where I educate, I look into content. I post 3 times per week, at least. I enjoy learning also what's on there. It helps because networking skills are getting better. Curiosity is there. And then I also look what works, what does not work. I document what I'm doing and put it somewhere on a spreadsheet. But then every day, I spend, that should have said 30 to 45 minutes, sorry for the typo, 30 to 45 minutes per day. What I then do, I invite people. If I invite 10 per day, which is 50 per week, maybe I get 20 per week who are joining my network, something like that, maybe every second. I watch who viewed my profile. I respond to invitations with a message. I nurture my contacts. I send birthday wishes, and I also create sometimes short posts outside of what I'm planning. And at the end, I involve and bring discussions further. Then I see that somebody is commenting on my post about, hey, that's good that Hootsuite can do this. How can I do it? How can I have Hootsuite for me? And of course, then I follow up and say, okay, this is how you can get, let's talk about which version works and so on. You can all do that, all possible. That's in this last part. You can then really suggest everything the way how you can work for this. You can even suggest calls to meeting and request referrals to others. I can say, that's great, but I do not work directly on this on the Indian market, but hey, maybe my friend Paril, she can help, something like that. So this page shows all of this one. And if you followed my slides from the beginning, you might have seen that I'm really a big fan of using same letters. You have 6 times E. That's exactly what the whole thing of all of the 4 parts together come together. That's what I'm doing, and that's how the whole routine works. So open for next questions. And we are nearly at the end of this hour of masterclass already. So any further questions? While I take out of this one already, there was still something that I missed, which was So we have to keep on changing our LinkedIn profile to make it well balanced. I would say once your LinkedIn profile is ready, and you go and invite people and you write content, look at it every quarter, every 3 months, maybe. Look if it's still valid. That's enough. No need to always. That's enough. But ensure that there is more and more content visible, that companies see you are active. And that's great. Because that's how you can differentiate compared to those who are not active. The difficulty is always when we are young in the career, we didn't have a chance for so long to be 10 years already on the market. But you can share content whenever. You can share, you can tell the market that you are curious to learn and that you already have done quite a lot. And that would work. So this, I answered all of the 6 questions I got from the beginning. Maybe if I handle back there, I hear. Yeah, Aman, thank you. Can I share more about the creator mode on LinkedIn? That's a bit of an advanced question. The creator mode on LinkedIn, what it shows, that there are people who can showcase, particular, let's say, people in the service business, professional services, they can showcase what they are doing, what they're offering. Let me bring you one example. I myself have the creator mode, but I didn't use it completely yet, but I tell you an example who does that. Peter Sokop, who is a book author and a sales coach. So what this creator mode does, it gives you various chances. You can add 5 hashtags, what this gentleman here is talking about. Then you have this part at the bottom here, which is providing services. When you go on that, you have a services page. He's basically talking what he's doing. And he's a sales coach, apparently. But what he's doing is a special page that came from the creator mode. Not everyone has it, but you should be able to get that. Not sure exactly on the launch date for India, but I've seen already somewhere there as well. And that's one example how he does it. If I go on my example, then I also have the creator mode. I have these 5 hashtags that I took on there, but I didn't create yet this page of the services page. Not yet, but I can see who viewed my profile. Here's the creator mode, switch on or off. If you would go to your own profile, on that part here, go to your profile, then there would be the chance to switch it on. And it will ask you about the hashtags. It's LinkedIn's way how to support small businesses and leaders, and I really like that. It's a good one. So Aman, I hope this answers your question. Otherwise, please connect with me and let me know. So good one. Any further question? Doesn't sound like at the moment. Otherwise, Bare Gagi, I'm happy to get it back to you.
Sure, Gunnar. I mean, it was such an insightful. There are just, I feel that a lot of people will resonate with what I feel is that we have been through LinkedIn and we do check it on a daily basis and update it. But there are just so many things when you try to learn more about it professionally, so many small things that kind of bring your attention to it and just how important those things are to make, to connect with people and also just have a wholesome experience while you're doing it to increase that rate as well. So thank you so much, Gunnar, for being with us and guiding us through that. Along with that, we did, of course, get the bonus of going through the Hootsuite CRM as well and kind of understanding that as well. So thank you for doing that. Really means a lot and addressing everyone's questions. Um, and I think we're already over time. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to mail me at paralcareerninja@gmail.com. I'll also be putting down my email ID on chat as well. And apart from that, I mean, we at Career Ninja are a digital marketing platform, right? And we kind of help understand the student's needs. What is it that the student exactly wants to accomplish in this field, and how is it that we can help them go from point A to point B in accomplishing their goals. So we provide a very personalized and customized learning experience. To get more details about that as well, you can simply get in touch with me on this email ID. Also, Gunnar has very kindly posted his LinkedIn ID in case if you have any more questions about LinkedIn, or how is it that you can better your profile and your reach. Also, please do get in touch with him. Once again, congratulations to all the winners. I hope you have an amazing time, a very insightful time on your one-on-one session with Gunnar. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Gunnar.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Yep, definitely.